Showtime. Everyone has a birthday they'll always remember.
Can we open my presents now, Mommy? A good guy! I knew it! I'm Chucky.
He's something, isn't he?
This is Andy's.
Time for bed, Andy. Good night, baby.
Good night, Aunt Maggie. Good night, Chucky.
Everyone knows most accidents happen at home.
How did that happen?
This is no accident.
Andy!
I'm Detective Mike Norris, homicide.
Andy!
Miss Peterson's dead, Miss Barkley. She fell from the kitchen window.
Someone's moved in with the Barkley family, and so has terror.
Mommy, I know who was on the counter. Andy!
Who, Andy?
Chucky.
Nobody believes you about Chucky. It came alive in my hand.
Oh, for God's sake.
Why won't you believe me?
Because I'm sane, Mrs. Barkley. Sane and rational.
No one believes the truth. Or lives to tell it. There's nothing nice about murder. And there's nothing innocent about child's play.
Hey everyone, welcome to Hatchet Boys. My name is P. Rich, and today I'm going to be reviewing and discussing Child's Play 1988 slasher horror film directed by Tom Holland. From a screenplay, Holland and Don Mancini and John Lafia, and based on a story by Mancini. It is the first film in the Child's Play series and the first installment to feature the character Chucky. It stars Catherine Hicks and Chris Sarandon with Brad Dourif as Chucky. Its plot, basically, so the story starts off, Detective Mike Norris chases fugitive night strangler, serial killer Charles Lee Ray through the streets of Chicago and into a toy store. After being shot by Norris, his getaway driver, Eddie Caputo, drives off. Fucking dick! So he leaves Charles Lee Ray stranded, and he got shot by Detective Mike Norris. And yeah, so now Charles Lee Ray is dying, and he's trying to find something so he can transfer his soul into. So Charles Lee Ray, he performs a voodoo chant to transfer his soul to one of the good guy brand talking dolls on display. The store is struck by lightning and explodes, and Norris finds Ray's lifeless body in the rumble next to the doll.
I got the strangler. Walk back. Don't leave me, God, no! S'accusano me poate mor. Mortis me le deve accorde me voce. Adele porte basse embella. S'accusano me Adele porte poissé de bella. Adele porte poissé de bella. Adele porte poissé de bella. Adele porte poissé de bella.
So now we're following a widow mother, Karen Barkley, and her 6-year-old son, Andy. Andy desperately wants a good guy doll for his birthday, but she cannot afford one. Soon after, she learns that a homeless man outside of her work has gotten a hold of sorry, it's no. A good guy doll and is trying to sell. She buys it and gives it to Andy. The doll appears normal and refers itself as Chucky. And that night, Karen's best friend Maggie watches over Andy while Karen works late. After Andy's bedtime, Maggie finds Chucky sitting in front of the television, tuned into the newscast, watching about Charles Lee Ray's death. And so she is then attacked by Chucky. This scene is great. It does build like pretty good suspense in it, I find. And but anyways, so it grabs like a little kid's toy or like hammer. It's an actual hammer, but he grabs the hammer, throws it, and you see the hammer like going through the air, and then it hits her in the fucking eyeball. But this scene, it's a good kill. Like, I like this kill. It's great. But it's like she wasn't even close to the window, but she's like, whoa, right out the fucking window. And she like smokes this truck on the way down. Yeah, like I said, it's a great kill. I like it. And that part does build like pretty good suspense in it, I find.
Wrong with me? I'm scaring myself half to death.
I like it. And that part does build like pretty good suspense in it, I find. So Andy claims that Chucky killed Maggie and says that Chucky told him that his real name is Charles Lee Ray. The next morning, Chucky orders Andy to skip school and take a train downtown. Yeah, so Chucky told Andy to take a train down to Eddie Caputo's, his accomplice's house, where while Andy's distracted, Chucky sneaks into the home of Eddie Caputo, and he kills him by causing a gas explosion.
You stay here. I have to go tinkle.
and he's again considered a suspect and is admitted to the psychiatric hospital after claiming Chucky is the culprit. But no one will believe Andy. No. I mean, yeah, they wanted to build this up as if Andy was the killer. And, well, the characters in the film, perceive it that way. But, yeah, while they were writing scripts about this, they almost wanted Andy to be, like, the killer or whatever. So, anyways, so Karen returns home with Chucky and discovers batteries in the doll's box. Oh man, this scene is great. One of my favorites, for sure. Yeah, so she thinks her son's like crazy, but she kind of she doesn't want to believe, but I think she knows her son's not like crazy. Anyway, she looks at the box and the batteries fall on the floor, and she's like, oh, fuck, this doll's been moving and talking with no fucking batteries. Oh, so she goes and checks it, and this jump scare is great. It got me as a kid, and I love it, man. So the doll, well, she checks the back of the doll to see the batteries, and there's none, and she's like, and then the doll's like head spins back, and it's like, hey, I'm Chucky, wanna play? She's like, fuck, and drops it, and it goes under the couch. Like, yeah, this scene's great. Also, that builds suspense, and so anyways, she grabs the doll, and then she like says, okay, talk to me. And she's like trying to convince it to talk, but it won't say a word. So she like lights the fireplace, and she's like going about to light the fireplace, and she's like, talk or I'll throw you in the goddamn fire. And then that's when Chucky comes alive and fucking tells her up. He's like, you stupid fucking bitch, I'll teach you to fuck with me. And then he like bites her. And she throws him in, and you think he's going to come towards her, but he runs out the door.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I said talk to me, damn it! All right, then I'm gonna make you talk. I said talk to me, damn it, or else I'm gonna throw you in the fire!
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut! Did you fuck with me?
So Karen goes to the police station and explains what happened. Norris does not believe her. Karen finds the man who sold her the doll and asks for more information. Yeah, so Norris arrives and interrogates the man, forcing him to admit that he took the doll from the toy store. Yeah, so now Karen unsuccessfully tries to convince Norris that the doll is alive, but he insists that he killed Charles Lee Ray. After bringing Karen home, Norris is attacked by Chucky. Oh, this is another great scene. You see, Mike, yeah, Norris is driving his car, and you see Chucky pop his head up from the back seat, and then he throws like a cable over his neck and starts choking the fucking shit out of him, man. And it's great. He's all over the road. He's like hitting shit, and then Chucky's on the pedals, like trying to fuck with him, like crash the car or something. And anyway, so Norris ends up flipping the car, and Chucky's now trying to kill him with a knife, and Norris shoots.
Good night, asshole.
And then finding out that Chucky's wounded, and then he can bleed. So yeah, now Chucky escapes to his former voodoo instructor John, who informs him that the longer his soul remains in that doll, the more human the doll will become. And Chucky demands that John help him reverse the spell, but he refuses, stating that Chucky's soul transfer violated everything he taught him about voodoo. Chucky tortures John with a voodoo doll. Another great scene. So Chucky's got a voodoo doll of John, and he breaks his legs and his arms, and then he stabs him in the heart. So John's dying. And so now, yeah, before he stabs the doll, he's forcing him to reveal that in order to escape the doll's body, Chucky must transfer his soul to the first human he revealed his true identity to. So Andy was the first, right? Chucky stabs the doll in the chest, like I mentioned, mortally wounding John, and Chucky escapes. So now Karen and Norris arrive shortly after, before John's dying. John tells them that to kill Chucky, they must strike at his heart. So now Chucky arrives at the psychiatric hospital where Andy's being held, and kills a doctor with a electroshock therapy device. It's great. This scene's another great scene. I love it. So in the chaos, Andy escapes and flees home, but Chucky follows him. He follows him back home. And it's funny, so Andy's already in the apartment, and Chucky's trying to get up to the apartment, but he has to take the elevator. And so you see Chucky in the elevator, and there's like an old couple, and this old woman's like, oh, some kid left their doll there. And the man's like, oh, just leave it. I'm sure some kid will be back for it later. And then she goes, ugly doll. And then while the elevator's going back up, Chucky's like, "Fuck you." I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, now Chucky's in the apartment, and Andy gets knocked out with a baseball bat. And yeah, now Chucky prepares to possess him with his voodoo chant. Karen and Norris arrive. Karen and Andy manage to trap Chucky in the fireplace and light him on fire. Yeah, so Chucky is like walking around on fire and he's just burning. You think he's dead. And but yeah, he comes back. He rises to chase Andy, and Karen shoots Chucky repeatedly, blowing his head off and then blowing his hands and his legs off. And so now Norris's partner Jack arrives at the apartment, intentionally refusing to believe the Three story. But the doll comes alive and tries to strangle Jack, and it's fucking hilarious in this whole scene. And then it's like, yeah, and then Norris is trying to shoot Chucky in the heart, and they finally end up shooting him in the heart. And then Jack, Norris, and Karen and Andy then leave the room with the traumatized Andy turning back at the door, looking at Chucky's remains. The end of that film.
Give me the power, I beg of you! Andy, no, please. We're friends to the end, remember?
This is the end, friend.
It's dead.
The heart! Shoot him in the heart!
The end of that film. So yeah, I mean, so many great things in this one. I'd say, yeah. Anyway, I love this film. It's great. So we get the characters. Catherine Hicks as Karen Barkley. She's good. She played her role very well. I like her. Yeah, she's great with Andy. She really has that like mother and son like connection thing going. Like it's really believable. Like and when she's like she doesn't believe her son, but she wants to, but she doesn't. And then she's like telling Andy, she's like, no one believes you. And like I don't know, it's really well done. I find. I think yeah, Catherine Hicks is a great actress. Chris Sarandon as Detective Mike, he was fine. I liked him. he seemed, yeah, I liked him as a cop, Detective Mike Norris. He was fine. Alex Vincent as Andy Barkley. Yeah, he was fine. I liked him. Yeah, so that's basically it. I mean, the other characters in the film were fine too. Except for that, like, homeless guy that tries to rape her. Fucking piece of shit. But anyways, yeah, and Brad Dourif as Charles Lee Ray, and then he does the voice of Chucky. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think you could get anybody better than Brad Dourif, man. To be honest, it's just fucking amazing. I love it. Yeah, he just brings the doll to life. Like he's just such a badass, and it really does. Yeah, I mean, in 2018, you get Mark Hamill, and Mark Hamill is fine, whatever, because he is a voice actor himself. Like, he's an actor and a voice actor. Like, he does the voice for the Joker, right? In the Batman TV series. So he was fine too. Yeah, they wanted to get Mercedes Cambridge, I think is her name, the voice actor who does Pizzazzu and The Exorcist. That'd be fucking creepy, man. Brad's still better. I think like it would be a better fit for Chucky, but that would be pretty interesting to see, like, fucking the voice of Pizzazz, like, do Chucky. Be interesting, that's for sure. So yeah, my first impressions, thoughts of this movie. I was 7 years old, and I happened to watch it on TV. And the first time I seen it, yeah, I tuned in, and it was the part where Mike gets strangled by Chucky in the back. See, like in his car, like where Chucky comes out of the back seat there. And I remember that part, like, kind of freaked me out. And then as the more I was watching it, the more I was kind of getting freaked out by the end of the film. I was only 7, but yeah, I was like, yeah, I like this film. And then yeah, the next year on my 8th birthday, my mom rented this for my friends and I for my birthday, and my friends didn't like horror movies at all. My brother Drew and I were like the only ones who like horror films. We were like considered like outcasts, I guess, for like in horror movies, because everybody was into action and comedy films. Like Van Damme was huge back then. Everybody loved Van Damme. Yeah, so did I. But Andrew and I liked horror movies too, right? But none of our friends watched horror. So anyways, yeah, so ever since then I love Child's Play films. So yeah, the technical elements in this film, I mean, they're good. Like the yeah, the technical elements is good. Like the practical effects, the prosthetics are great. Like the way they made Chucky. I mean, the film used various ways to portray Chucky, including a radio-controlled and animatronics operated, up to 9 puppeteers. Like, wow, like 9 of them, eh? Just to control the Chucky doll. Extras of short statue and child actors. Kevin Yeager was in charge of the yeah, of the puppeteer of the film. So various animatronics and cosmetics were used for every scene throughout the film. Chucky transitions from appearing as a normal toy to appearing more human, with his hairline receding throughout the film. The film created multiple Chucky animatronics, such as Flaying Tantrum Chucky, Walking Chucky, and Stationary Chucky. The animatronic doll's face was controlled and remote controlled through a rig capturing facial movement on puppeteer Brock Winkless. For some scenes, Holland used short-statured actors, children such as Ed Gale and Alex Vincent's sister Ashley, with forced perspective sets.
The character should be and how it should come to life. Did I get you wet? Yeah. How about a sneeze? I like that. Ready? Sleepy. Gesundheit.
9 different animatronic dolls were designed, including the flailing Chucky, the demonstrative standing Chucky, and the walking Chucky.
This is the most intricate of all the puppets. There's so many instances where the doll has to walk completely on its own without any kind of limited movement in how many steps it takes. This thing can take up to probably about 10 feet within different shots.
But in every case, the key to Chucky's personality was the design of his face and head.
The eyes do exactly what our eyes do, and with the lids, we can bring his brows down in the middle, or all up a real sad sort of look.
This is probably one of the most difficult things, because Steve's got to coordinate jaw movement with lip movement to get him to pronounce A, E, I, O, U, and all the vowels.
I, O, U.
Give me the power, I beg of you!
So yeah, I mean, I thought it was great. Yeah, the camera work was fine. The sound's fine. The lighting's fine in this. Yeah, I like it. All the practical effects for sure. The film initially received negative reviews after a 2-hour rough cut was shown to audiences at a test screening. Kishner and Mancini cut 25 minutes of the film to reduce the amount of time Chucky was on screen, something Kishner had advocated for during production to build suspense in a similar fashion to Jaws and Alien. Yeah, see? Yeah, while you're watching this film, you can see that for sure. Just how they build up the suspense by not seeing Chucky for 45 minutes in this film. The script also featured an alternate ending in which Chucky's stabbed by Andy with a knife mounted on a radio-controlled car, and his face and legs melted with a squirt gun filled with Drano. In addition to being lit on fire and shot repeatedly by Mike and Karen, Chucky would have been seemingly killed by being overpowered by Jack's several police officers while storing Chucky's remains in an evidence room. Another cop would have had disbelieved Jack's as the doll was alive, and after they left, Chucky's dismembered body arm would have come to life to swat a fly. I don't know. So yeah, I thought the music score was alright. The score was composed by Joseph Renzetti. Yeah, so the overall success of Child's Play, the budget was estimated $9 million, and it grossed worldwide $44,196,684. I mean, on a $9 million budget, that's pretty good. You did good. Like, oh, you did good, like, for sure. Do I recommend Child's Play? Yeah, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I do, for sure. Yeah, and I give Child's Play, I give it an 8 out of 10. And yeah, so that's my review for Child's Play. Just, yeah, I want to mention, yeah, I kind of mentioned my favorite scenes. My favorite scene, yeah, would have to be, well, like, there's a lot of great scenes in this film, but the first scene where you see Charles Lee Ray getting chased by Mike was great. Then that whole, like, scene, yeah, where he gets shot and then he goes in the toy store and he falls into all those dolls and then he transfers his soul into the doll was great. I love that whole scene. And I do like the character development in this film. It's great. And I like the part where she tries to make the doll talk and it comes alive and bites her. That scene's great. There's a lot of suspense in that. And then you get revealed Chucky the first time, right? I do like the part where Mike is driving his car and he gets attacked by Chucky. That's another great scene. I like the scene where not my favorite scene, but where Chucky blows up Eddie Caputo's house. That was alright. Yeah, I like the scene where he's in the mental hospital, the psychiatric hospital. That's great too, and then in the movie for sure. Yeah, those are my favorite scenes. So basically, like, pretty much the whole fucking movie. Alright. So thanks for watching Hatchet, boys, and I'll see you again soon. Alright, bye everybody.